We like to frame big ideas around essential questions. An essential question is a question that serves as a doorway for exploring a big idea, for uncovering the content. And therefore, a good essential question typically doesn't have a single correct answer, is a question that is debated and discussed in the field today, a question that can be fruitfully revisited again and again. And as we revisit the question, often we go deeper and develop refined understandings of the topic.
In other words, we want to use the essential questions as an important vehicle for signaling to the student and the teacher and anyone else that the big ideas here can be gleaned from these questions. These questions might be posted in big letters on bulletin boards for a whole stretch of time. These are questions that might recur in other grade levels.
Okay, that leads us down to the essential questions, and here's where we can get into using the question format. Why does industrialization lead to problems? All right, you have the world history point of view, but we need to bring in the commonalities of what our Industrial Revolution and the problems that it presents, how that links to what Western Europe went through.
Okay, or a future nation.
Or a future nation. Okay, but we need to get it down into an essential question.
As adults, we know the content, and often we know the origin of that content, and the textbooks typically present a sanitized version of that content. But how do we let students in on the sort of the underlying gray areas of the issues, the problems, the debates that led to the sanitized version that we now see in the textbooks? And we think that one of the most powerful ways of doing that is through the doorway of questions. You have some examples of what we would describe as essential questions and some examples of non-essential questions. Question number one, to what extent does form derive from function in biology? Is for us an example of an essential question. Whereas number 7, how many legs does a spider have, or how does an elephant use its trunk, is not. Okay, let's go through these quickly. When is an equation linear? Look at your theory and explain. Most people are saying no. Why not?
It's a factoid.
One straightforward answer, fairly cut and dry. We might be able to massage it to make it a little more interesting, but in present, it's not cast in such a way.
That the student may not know the answer. The students may argue, but that doesn't make it an essential question.
That doesn't make it rich and engaging. It just means they need some more skills to answer that one.
Right.
Those of you who deal with differentiation in your own students and with other teachers, to me, the essential question becomes a perfect doorway for differentiation. And notice that we're not differentiating the topic, or we're not differentiating by going faster through it. We're differentiating by having an open question that allows students to go deeper. And so the comment that you made was students with less factual knowledge or maybe fewer skills can still engage in the ideas of the question, but some students are going to be able to go deeper and get to subtler levels of understanding.
So you have a question. Go ahead.
Yes, we were talking about persuasive writing and persuasion in general, and the question was, what ethical responsibilities do people have when engaged in the art of persuasion?
Very nice. Very nice. Ooh, now see the response? That's when you know that you're really on the right track, when you get that, ooh. That's good.
Box C is where we identify the important facts, concepts, and skills. Things, of course, that we want to teach, but notice how the particulars are nested under larger ideas and essential questions. In many cases, we could find content called for in content standards right here, and we want to definitely include that, but teach it under a larger idea. So that's stage one. That's the way we operationalize desired results.